What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. It's Ryan and it's Jay. Jay's leaning really close right now for some reason.
I don't mean to get political. I don't mean anything. But if this happens, this is the greatest day ever. Please, for the love of all things holy and daylight savings, please. I hate it.
Can you read
I don't
that?
like it. I want nothing to do with it.
For people that are a little slow at reading, could you pull that up and read it?
Oh,
so
sorry.
You know what it says?
I just got excited, man. Excited. Trump says Congress should push for more daylight at the end of the day, citing no more changes of the clocks. Man, I would say this for years. I said, I don't care what president, whoever comes out and says I'm getting rid of daylight savings, you got my vote. It's a lot of talk, though. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It would be kind of nice. But I also just don't care. If I'm being honest, it does make me happy when everyone just fucking complains incessantly about it. And I don't love it, right? I don't love losing an hour of sleep, but the people that are so vitriolic about it, like that kind of makes me happy that they're so pissed. So in some ways, I kind of want it to stay around. I ain't gonna lie.
I respect it. Also, Ryan has no idea I have these clips ready. I like to surprise him. He hates surprises. But that's why I like the reaction. Before we even get started, I think I found the perfect Christmas gift for my good friend Ryan. It is the Endor Ewoks stackable mugs. How you like that, man? Look at that thing. Like, when you want to start your day with an Ewok stackable mug, look at that. You could put. Well, I wasn't expecting the whipped cream. I was more expecting. Ryan's not even looking anymore. He's done. He doesn't care. What the heck? What is this? Well, they completely trashed this commercial. That's a stupid thing that Star Wars did. Blue
Yum
milk, whipped cream on the bottom. What is this? Sorry, it didn't go the way it's planned, but that's the official Star Wars account saying this is now available on the Disney Store.
Are those like Captain Crunch Berry or something? What are those?
All right. Oh, so this is the stuff they sell at Galaxy's Edge. It's the Batu. I think it's the Batu popcorn.
Oh.
Yeah, it's blue. It's supposed to match the blue milk that they're dumping all over it. So.
Yeah, but why would you put popcorn in milk? It would make more sense if those were like, you know, Captain Crunch or berries or something.
Well,
they
got whipped cream there. Like, what is?
I don't know.
Why'd they do that?
What is that? A mug for ants? I did like the yum nub. I did like the punch. You know what I haven't had, Jay? I haven't had my coffee today.
Oh, it's gonna be a day.
You know what? I think Jay's got this. Give me 2 minutes. I need my coffee.
It's gonna be a day.
Jay's got this. It's not gonna be good if I don't have my coffee today.
Yeah, go, please. I'll be okay. We'll be just fine. And while he's gone, let's take a look, shall we? Because I always find this fascinating. Let's take a look at like some of the most exciting. You guys remember the days when Star Wars merch would just be flying off the shelves, you know, and everybody wanted to buy it. Let's take a look and see what they're selling now. We got an R2-D2 dress. Those mug sets are $40. We got C-3PO dress for women. There's that. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what's going on with that stuff. There's There's Luke with a weird lightsaber standing in front of Vader. That's probably flying. There's a $100 Scout Trooper premium role play helmet. Probably can't even breathe in that thing. You can get a bag. What is that? Star Wars lounge pants for men. $40. There you go, fellas. Star Wars lounge pants. What do we have here? Star Wars Kyber crystal, blue. $18. Wait. The same pants for men are also here for women. That's ought to tell you something. You can get a white Kyber crystal or a yellow one like Ray. Look at the hold on. Look at the ratings on this. That's a pretty bad rating. Let me see what are we saying here about the product. Such a letdown. First review. I bought this for my son. The color he wanted so bad. Put it in 10. What is this? Mountain Dew Crystal, neither yellow nor green. They sent a replacement, and I was bewildered at the same effect. I'll try and see if I can find a Series 1 if there's out there. I do not recommend this product. Wow. Then we have a color design flaw. They're making Star Wars crap. I mean, you can't even get good reviews on your Star Wars merchandise over there at Disney. Everyone's saying it's crap. I don't recommend this product. Unbelievable.
I saw a good one there.
Yeah, there was one. I said that we had one great edition. That was it. Everything else. Then we got a nice crystal, an A+. What the freak? I almost thought that was like liquid. You can collect them all. Wild stuff, man. What would you do with that thing? What do you do with that?
Fucking
Kyber
burn it.
crystal? How do I even go back?
It's
It
gay
won't even let
Disney
me
shit.
go back. There we go. We got socks,
I wouldn't mind the socks.
action figure. How about the Chewbacca shirt for adults? Swimming trunks, socks,
Hold on, gay.
lightsaber pride shirt for adults.
I'm sure they got one for kids too.
There's Baby Yoda in a cup.
God, look at that awful fucking stormtrooper costume.
It's on sale, Ryan. It's
But, you know,
savings.
that's a good way to get fucking jumped on Halloween. you wear one of those retard fucking sequel trilogy stormtrooper shits.
Bro, what is this? Star Wars Gauntlet Communicator has one review. What is that?
I don't think a lot of people buy it from the Disney store, apparently. They just don't have very many reviews, period, on this stuff.
Fun, but broke day one. I got this as a Christmas present for my kids. The walkie-talkie portion of these is already broke. They just opened it today.
I blame the children. Kids break shit, dude. Immediately. Fucking everything.
Man, he paid full price too. Now it's on sale. There you go. Now we were just going through what was available. You know, seeing what was out there.
All right. Have my coffee now.
Yeah.
Feeling better. Probably gonna have to shit in the middle of this, but you know, I'll hold it. I'll be okay. It threw my entire when you don't have it, it throws your entire routine off. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So Jay,
you should do one of your morning routine videos. What would that look like? You know, you can get 700 million views like the other guy.
You know
what? Wakes up, dumps his face in ice.
You know what it would have looked like today? It would have looked like me setting my alarm for 6, 6:30, and 7. Silencing it at 6, silencing it at 6:30. Getting up at like 7, laying around fucking scrolling through some reels before I actually got out of bed at like 7:15, 7:20. Brushed my teeth, went downstairs, made breakfast. I didn't have some random girl make breakfast for me, unfortunately. I did make my own smoothie. So did that.
Where you have a smoothie for breakfast?
Well, I did frozen strawberries, frozen bananas, like a 1/3 cup of oats, some protein powder, shit like that. So yeah. It's a thick smoothie. It's a thick smoothie. Oh, obviously milk as well in there. But and then I sat down on the couch and watched the first hour or so of G20 on Amazon Prime because we're reviewing that for Friday Night Tights.
Oh my gosh, you're watching that show?
Well, it's a movie, but yes. So I watched about the first hour of that, which is about all I could stomach. Then I wandered upstairs, fucking put a shirt on, recorded a video about the Fantastic Four. While I was uploading the video about Fantastic Four, I created this stream and the thumbnail for this stream, did that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that's very entertaining.
It might be. The thing is, you never know unless you try. You know? I was supposed to do a Minecraft video yesterday. And instead, I ended up cutting my grass. And then when I was done, I stared at it for a good hour, making sure it looked good. I do it myself. And then I wandered around the neighborhood, and I forgot what I was supposed to do. Came back, it was time to eat dinner, and I played Sea of Thieves. That's pretty much it. That would have been my day.
I feel like if I was going to do a morning routine, I have missed the algorithm for when that would have been like funny and like relevant. I feel like I missed it.
Hail Chris Gore in the chat.
Yeah, Chris Gore says G20 is hilariously bad.
Did I smoke weed while I cut the grass? No.
So, yeah, morning routines. It is what it is. Chris Curran, so excited for gay Johnny Storm.
You said Jay.
For Jay Johnny Storm. Yeah, we're going to talk about, flame on here in a little bit. Thundarius, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood of the 199. Jay is my hero. Ryan's okay too. It's a celebration today out here. What are we celebrating?
Thundarius bought a studio and he's converting it into like a small business studio type thing. So
like for him or to rent out to other people?
I think for him. He was only able to get so much when he sent me a super chat this morning, but he's very excited about what's happening. I told him, like, email me some pictures. I'd love to see it.
That's cool. That's awesome, Thundarius. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Stephen De Leon for 2. Great. These two. Fuck these two.
I'm not interested. Plus, I don't even know what you look like.
Alex McCarthy, RK3PO, Friday. Enter code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO. Yes, of course, our friends over at Meta PCs. As always, Alex is reminding us to plug them, and you can use code 199 for a discount. Supposedly, it's the anniversary of the 199, somewhere around there. Or, if you so choose, you can use code RK Outpost or code Drunk3PO. Thank you, Alex. St. Adam, Jay's a good dude.
Really? I don't know about that. I'm just average below.
Vloggy Bannikin for 199. Jay, please tell us how you really feel.
I really hate the time change. I really hate it. There's something right here in the back of my head when I know it's coming that just makes me angry. Really angry. Like I'm angry thinking about it.
It really doesn't bother me, and I think I think part of the reason is because of like where I grew up and kind of where I split time in between, which is right on the border between the counties that were Central Time Zone and the counties that were Eastern Time Zone in Indiana is like where I spent all of my time growing up. So I was constantly gaining and losing stuff just over a weekend. So like I just feel like that's one of the reasons I don't think it bothers me as much as it bothers a lot of other people.
I feel like I just get comfortable in the time zone, the sun at night, and then it changes.
So back then, and I think maybe it still may be this way, but all counties have kind of fallen in line. I'm not sure. Back then, each and every county was like determined on whether they did daylight savings time or not in my area. So for instance, one side was on Eastern, one side was on Central, and some of those counties would or would not be on daylight savings. So for half the year, even though you're in different time zones, you might be technically on the same time, and then half the year you wouldn't. It would just go back and forth. So can get a little confusing, especially for someone like Jeremy who still doesn't understand how time zones fucking
he's
work.
in that weird 1 hour.
There's like fucking 100 million people that are on Central Time Zone. Jeremy can't fucking figure it out.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the only one. It's 2 for. What time is it for you? If it's 2 for me, it's fucking 3 for me. How hard is that? What time is Pacific? If it's 2 for, how fucking hard is that? You've lived in the Central Time Zone your entire goddamn life, and you can't figure out how to add 1 hour or subtract 2 hours. Like, how have you fucking made it this far in your life? The chat for 2. No more daylight savings now. No more IRS next.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? I would go streaking if that's the case. And that would be a sight to see.
Yeah.
I bet Ryan would join me if he didn't have to pay taxes.
I just got done with them recently. I think I sent them in on Monday or Tuesday or something. I sent in my like finalized stuff. So still waiting for it to get processed. But yeah, I fucking hate taxes.
I filed the good old extension.
Well, that's what I did last time. So I've done taxes 2 times in the past 6 months, basically. Oof. Now. Young Stav for 2. Jay and Ryan, the pinky and brain of G&G. And F for Fantastic Four. Logan Johnson for 5. Saw your vids on Floptastic 4, and boy, oh boy, not looking good. Should we start with that, Jay?
They just can't help themselves, man. Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let me pull up the right thing here. But yes. Jay, you're a big Fantastic Four fan, right? You love the comic books?
I did, yeah. Yep.
And are you excited? Would you be excited? Let's rephrase this a different way. Would you be excited if Marvel gave us a great adaptation of the Fantastic Four on the big screen?
Yes. Yes, I would. I would if they had kept it. I think if they had the same people during that Iron Man through Endgame run, if they had the same people add the Fantastic Four in that, I think we might would have had a good Fantastic Four. But is
that the end of your sentence?
Yeah, it's just like it's so sad that I know where we're going. I know that the headlines that are coming. It's just like these people can't help themselves, man. They cannot help themselves. I don't get it. Just stop talking. Remember I said earlier, I said the Snow White press tour is going to be hilarious and they were going to be separated. And yes, I was right. They were separated till the last. They even canceled the premieres because they know the press tour for some of these movies literally just puts the nail in the coffin. Right? Well, now these actors are talking to the press, and it doesn't look good. You see the word political and all that stuff starts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Here we go again. Also, real quick, shout out Phantom X in the chat. I was on his show last night. It was freaking awesome. Thank you. Sorry about that.
What's up, Phantom X? Yes, so I guess we'll re-rack this here. So there is no doubt that Fantastic Four is the most important Marvel project that's coming out this year. Yeah, Captain America, Black Brave New World, massive flop. Thunderbolts tracking even less than that. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But Fantastic Four was the one thing coming out this year that was supposed to not only connect to what they're going to do in Avengers Doomsday, but also was supposed to be this pivot point, this correction point, this place for change, to rejuvenate the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everybody knows it. Unfortunately, as we're already hearing, we got some red flags. One, choosing to use the female Silver Surfer was a red flag in and of itself. We understand that. But now we're starting to hear some things from the actors and the writer about what they decided to do for the modern era with these characters that have been beloved for decades. Fantastic Four First Steps makes politically charged MCU changes to characters centered on gender politics and masculinity. And these two characters we're talking about specifically are going to be Sue Storm and Johnny Storm. Why don't we start with Johnny Storm, Jay? Johnny Storm, kind of young, brash, cocky, gets with a lot of women in the books, things like this. Yep. Not going to be the Johnny Storm we see here. Joseph Quinn on his adaptation of Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four. Kevin Feige and I were speaking about previous iterations of him. He was branded as this womanizing, devil-may-care guy. But is that sexy these days? I don't think so. This version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings.
You have got to be freaking kidding me. This is what makes the Fantastic Four like who they are. It's even the banter between the characters because of their outlandish personalities. If you make everybody politically correct, if you make all these heroes, if you change them for a modern audience, you literally change the character to something that we haven't seen. That is the whole reason why they act the way they do in the comic books, because it's part of like the whole banter of his cockiness, as he jumps into things he shouldn't be jumping into because he's cocky, because he thinks he could do everything. It's part of the character. And if you're gonna go around and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be fine for everybody's feeling," but you might as well just make him gay. He might as well just flame on literally and turn into a rainbow and fly around. That's just what they should probably do here. This is an embarrassment. This is not freaking Fantastic Four. If they go all in on this political bullcrap, it's going to be different characters because no one's going to care, because this is not who they are and why they were written this way. I don't understand. Sorry, I usually don't get this aggravated. I just don't understand why Disney doesn't understand that. And yes, there will be people that will look at a character like this. Oh, he's sexy. Yeah, that's how he's supposed to be.
That's the fucking point.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's how he's supposed to be. You're supposed to be like that so people will not like him, because he'll do something stupid with his ego and he'll have to be saved. There's a reason why certain characters act this way, why Spider-Man acts this way, why the Punisher acts this way. And if you constantly dumb them down to be like, we're going to respect everyone's feelings, we're going to respect everything and all that stuff, then hey, man, that's you're going to have a terrible movie where everybody's just going to walk around and just be happy and be like, "Oh, let's use pronouns and let's do this and let's do that." I'm not saying they're going that far. I have no idea, but it's just like, why do they do this? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
What you're saying is part of what makes the Fantastic Four so unique, and really any type of superhero team or whatever, is that these people are different, right? Which causes divisions and bickering and infighting between these characters in general, right? When you're looking at them as the Fantastic Four family, right? They have different ways of approaching things. They do things that bother each other. They do things that piss each other off, just like any family members do. And they have to get through that and sort through that while in addition fighting whatever threat that they're facing. And to say that, hey, Johnny Storm, he's not going to be Johnny Storm in this, guys. He's just going to be a little more PC. He's going to care about people's feelings, and he's not going to be flirting with women. And maybe we might as well. I don't think they're actually going to make him gay, but you might as fucking well.
I know.
Like you might as well make him gay, and it's irritating. It's bothersome, and they're going to also be changing the character of Sue Storm, as they announced. Vanessa Kirby on portraying Sue Storm as the multifaceted woman in the Fantastic Four First Steps. And some of what she says I don't really have a problem with. I've always been really interested in the mess of femininity. How can you be both? How can you be all these things? Not just the tough, invincible, powerful woman, but also a mother who gives birth, which is itself a superhero act. I love that these characters are real humans in a messy family who argue and try to work it out and get things wrong. Then we get into this. If you played an exact 60s Sue today, everyone would think she was a bit of a doormat. So figuring out how to capture the essence of what she represented to each generation, where the gender politics were different, and embody that today was one of the greatest joys in this.
Listen, they should someone needs to make a video of Rachel Zegler. Heck, just watch Ryan's videos and how she single-handedly destroyed Snow White by coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, the original was just stupid. It's weird, right?" Like that's what she did. This is exactly what it's, in my opinion, this is what it sounds like. She's saying it in a different way. Now we're going to change it and make it political and all that stuff. And it's like, Did you not learn anything from the Rachel Zegler debacle of Snow White? Obviously not. Obviously, you've got to make it political. Obviously, you can't go out there and be like, man, what an honor it is to play Sue Storm. It's been a character, a fan favorite in Marvel for such a long time. I hope I can do her justice. That would be the perfect answer, in my opinion.
That's all you have to say. Yes, you're right.
That's what I think the perfect answer is to any question that they ask. I hope I do it justice for the fans. And then people would be like, she's trying her best. She listened to the director. She did what they told her to do. Then, hey, and whatever we see on screen, that's what we got. But no, when you go out and you make all this stuff and you're like, yeah, we got to change it because it's a new audience. It's not the 60s Sue anymore and all that. Oh my goodness, man. It's over before it even begins. It's over. Now, of course, we don't know what the movie's going to look like. It could look completely different. Maybe this is just an actor being in Hollywood, but it doesn't help. Doesn't help your cause. And Ryan will be right again. Jurassic Park will probably reign July box office. Reign supreme.
If it gets a China release, maybe.
Yeah.
That might be in question now. We'll see. But there is, again, I've said it since it was really announced. This is the biggest project they have coming out this year by a big margin, right? We've talked about Daredevil Born Again, how it's so disappointing, whatever. Fantastic Four is the biggest one, not only because it's a Fantastic Four movie, but because of the ways that they have admitted the things that they're going a different direction, they need to change. However, they've said that, but we haven't quite seen that yet. We've heard those things internally. We've heard that they know they need to make changes, but we haven't seen it pay off in any way. Fantastic Four should have been one of those first things, but then you announce female Silver Surfer. Then we start hearing these things. I just
Pedro Pascal was another red flag too. I mean, I'm just saying he was in the worst Wonder Woman movie. Is that could we argue that as far as superhero movies go? Him playing Reed Richards is like, that was like that's an interesting cast. Maybe he was the safe cast. I don't know. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but like people are going to be like, Jay cut Ryan again.
I think he is safe because he's technically diverse, but he's also very white passing, right? So from like the executive standpoint, making an all white superhero team, but they're very against that. So you get to add technically the diversity with Pedro Pascal, but also still the appearance of like the Fantastic Four. I personally think that's one of the reasons that he was cast. But those things are more red flags for people that are already skeptical about every single thing that Marvel puts out. And it's not great. Not great news.
No, and you're right. Like this is. Would you say this movie is the one that's like starting the next phase, next cycle? It'd be the Fantastic Four, right? This is this is going to lead up to Avengers, and Doctor Doom and all that stuff. So
yes, because effectively we have had nothing because this was such a course reversal, because it was supposed to be Kang was the big villain. And then not only did Jonathan Majors do what Jonathan Majors did, but also his fucking character sucked balls and was dog shit.
Ant-Man was horrible.
Right? They decided, hey, we need to reverse course, go a different direction. They brought like that Robert Downey Jr. announcement. This wasn't something that was long in the works that they had planned out for a long time. It was something that happened a few weeks before that announcement at Comic-Con, that they approached Robert Downey Jr. and asked him about this. And they agreed to it pretty last minute, brought the Russos in, made a big announcement without having any idea of what they were doing. So and listen, they have, even through phase 1 and phase 2, they didn't necessarily have every single thing planned out, but they at least were setting these, path stones to be able to tell a story about those lead up to Thanos. None of that has happened in the lead up to Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four probably is going to be the first one that actually is supposed to be a stepping stone to get you to that movie, which only comes out a year after that. Yeah. Less than a year after that.
Yeah.
So it's already accelerated. So it's very important for this one to be good and was was a good movie that's well received and does decent at the box office. Do I think it needed to make $1 billion? Not necessarily. It needed to be profitable, it needed to be well received, and it needed to generate excitement for Avengers Doomsday.
Yes, exactly. Generate excitement for the next one. and they start building from there. I agree. I don't know. Could the movie be good? Who knows? But yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire, man. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know if Superman's looking much better either. Like, apparently there's like reshoots. I don't know if any of that's true. I haven't been keeping up with the Superman stuff more than like the Marvel stuff. So I don't know. They did release that one long clip of
I
Crypto
saw it at the
jumping on
Minecraft
Superman, and
movie.
people were kind of like, that doesn't look good. I don't like the beginning, but the rest of it was fine. I don't know. I don't know. But I Jurassic Park is still, yeah, it's gonna win. If China opens up, I think it'll still win at this point.
Possibly. Black Widow's going to be in that one. Stephen DeLeon for 2. Almost draft time. See you gays in Vegas. I'll be there.
Me. I will not be there.
The chat for 2. Ryan and Jay, glad you're reacting to the new Tron today.
Are we?
Empty-headed for 199. I agree with Josh. Hashtag RK Outpost / Drunk 3PO 2028.
Thank you.
Over on the Rumble side, Derek PG Beller for 1. Ryan, let me get some coffee. I'm nothing without my coffee. Me, you've always been nothing. Thank you. I said that one already. Doug May for 5. Agreed, Ryan. Listen to people bitch and moan about some things. Not that life-changing is enjoyable. Yeah, that's what you guys are literally doing here. So yeah. Tobias next for a 5. Wild Assault enters its early access period today. Plan to stream it this weekend and not deal with politics or Hollywood trauma, just guns and furs. Is it a game where I can hunt furries?
I knew that was coming. I was like, what?
I might, color me intrigued. Angst Kitten. Jay, mini bills have been proposed to end daylight savings time, actually. It gains momentum around the Switch, but then nothing happens, sadly.
You're correct. You are absolutely correct. It gets me all excited. I get ready to throw a party. And then just like a fart in the wind, gone.
Who's
I'm waiting for the crop dusting, man.
Time lobby.
I guess we'll see.
Who's lobbying for it to stay around?
What was that?
Who's lobbying for it to stay around? Like
right now?
Yeah.
It looks like the president.
Well, no. Who are the people that are fighting against the time change? Other than me,
I don't know. I don't know anyone who likes it. Is there a farmer in the chat that could say that I really enjoy the time change? Because that's what I keep being told. It's for farmers.
So that's what I always thought for a long time too. But I believe it was actually instituted during wartime, like World War I. They instituted daylight savings to essentially have an hour less time that people would need to run electricity or generate power, just to conserve like those energy sources during wartime. And it hung around. Now, I have heard personally that farmers do like it. I know golf courses like it. Now, what they like is the extended daylight saving, the extended daylight during the summer.
Like this time,
shits about about in the winter or anything. But I don't know if there's anyone advocating against a full-time extra hour of daylight. Maybe if we do that, the fucking universe will collapse, though. Maybe there's something we don't know about.
It could be.
Mike Hill for $5. Jay, will you still be around park hopping in 6 years to be at the opening of UK Universal Studios Park?
I'll probably be dead, but I hope you all have a good time. 6 years is a long time. Flying out to listen, man, I'm not saying I don't live there, so I don't know. All I'm saying, the clips from the UK recently haven't been good. I see nothing but trash everywhere, and please correct me. I just don't know. Maybe that's just Paris. I'm not sure. But the clips from like across the pond haven't been too friendly and haven't looked good. I haven't really heard a lot of people even say, hey, I'm going to go vacation. I'm going to go to the Paris, France, and England and all that stuff. I haven't Because, like, isn't there a problem where you can't even meme over there? Correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, sometimes we get it wrong here in our media. A lot of times, actually. So, that's all I'm saying.
I just hope we get black dwarves there. Eddie Brock for 249. Ryan, have you ever heard Jay curse? Cuss now, Jay. On occasion. But not like only like accidental things on stream. Jay doesn't really just like Jay doesn't swear in real life. Maybe like once or twice, but nothing. Not really.
Yeah, I formed a habit of not doing it, so there you go.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
I know.
Booming Bob for 5. Jay's the best of us.
That's a meme. You know that, guys, right?
Hey, I didn't swear on our park hopping vid.
No, and you caught yourself.
Mm-hmm. And when we clip things here for park hopping, I attempt not to. Doesn't always go well. K. Schwabel. Reminder, Feige is German for fig. That's all. Andre CR. Hail J. Gani Storm.
Hail.
Elton Johnny Storm says next. It's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. I want to see Elton Johnny Storm.
Like randomly just like flame on. Give everybody jades.
Yeah.
He's a rocket man.
That would be good.
Rocket Man. I don't know what the words are, but that's what I sing in the car.
Do you think it burns when Johnny Storm pees?
Flame on.
Might need to get that checked out. You're like, I get maybe. What did you think of Chris Evans' portrayal of Johnny Storm? I think that Chris Evans plays a better Johnny Storm than he plays Captain America. I've always thought that.
I like those movies. I didn't mind those movies.
I really like his portrayal of Johnny. And I'm not as big of a Fantastic Four fan as you are of the comics and stuff, but I felt he played a very good Johnny Storm because of that. And if you look at what Chris Evans had done before that, like some of these fucking really dumb, comedy movies where he plays like a dumb jock or stuff, I just thought it worked really well. And I get maybe not leaning into it quite as hard for this movie, with Joseph Quinn portraying him, but the idea of getting rid of so much of what is his character. And it's not that he is fucking callous or that he just hates women or anything. That is his personality, though. He dates around. He flirts a lot. He ends up in a lot of relationships. He's really brash. He's ripped. So
smart off he knows he looks good. All
like
that
smart
stuff.
Remarks, wisecracks, being a wise ass all the time. Now, that's not all he is. He's a deeper person as well. And some of that sometimes is a little bit of a facade. But that is who he is. And so I just think if you're taking that away, you might as well not make the character. Because he's not Johnny Storm. It's like, what if Bond? It's the same thing they're doing with James Bond, right? Trying to make it a Bond for the Me Too era. Now you're trying to make Johnny Storm for the 2025 We Love Everybody era. And it's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
They should have just gone all out and made Johnny Storm like a fucking red pill manosphere podcaster or something.
I think, right? Why not? That would work. In those older Fantastic Four films with Chris Evans, I think the only thing I didn't like was the portrayal of Dr. Doom. I just always seen Doom as like one of the most powerful villains of all time. Like he's up there. At least that's just my opinion. So I would love to have seen Doom just like He could be the Thanos, you know, like he could actually be the Thanos in a long series. But
You didn't
that's
like
just
the
me.
portrayal of Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four Stick?
Which you mean the
The
older
most
movies?
recent one that came
No,
out?
I didn't. I never watched it. I never
It
watched it.
was
Is that with
fuck
Michael B. Jordan as
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't watch that at all.
it was fucking rough.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I knew it like as soon as I heard people talking about like I was like, yeah, I don't even want to like entertain that film. So
Eddie Brock for 249. Daredevil episode 8 was trash, even with Bullseye back.
man, I heard Daredevil just sucks.
I don't so I don't think that episode 8 is as bad as some of the previous episodes that we've had. But man, it seems like it's episode 8 seems like episodes 2 through 7 just didn't fucking matter at all.
Yeah.
And it's just like a continuation of episode 1 with a couple things in between. Rob
That's
Cortez, Ryan, you
bad.
could always do a forehead skincare routine. I don't do anything. I fucking wash my face in the shower. Like, I don't know. It'd be boring. Jonas J. Campbell, more like gay light savings. Got him. Eugenio Olivencia. Johnny Storm did the least gay thing in Marvel history. He slept with Dr. Doom's fiance. Doom made it so Johnny couldn't turn his flame powers off as revenge.
As revenge.
Japanese Demon Lord of Beer Lucifer for 10. I'm okay with stuff being different from source material. I love Jaws the novel just as much as the movie, and they're completely different from each other. It's the consent ideology that turns me off. Well, I think that there is a difference between adapting, say, Jurassic Park, right? Same type of thing. I feel like it's very different when you're adapting something that is a visual like type of content when it comes to something like comic books. I usually lean towards stick as close to the source material as possible. But when it does come to comics, when you have not only the words, but also the visuals of everything that's happening, what these people look like, what their emotions are, when these things are occurring, I feel like that's so important to who those characters are. And so I really think that those are the times where you should stay as close as you could. Now, I think a lot of us, including myself, gave Marvel a big pass for some of the first several phases of the MCU for the way they adapted certain stories. And a large reason for that was because they didn't have all of the characters to do some of these stories the right way, right? When you're adapting Civil War, but you don't have all of the fucking X-Men, that's a huge part of Civil War, right? But you don't have the rights to these characters. So I can kind of understand some of the ways that they did things differently. I still think that it should have been a little bit more serious than buddies fighting in the back of a fucking parking lot, which is effectively what the stakes were for
Yeah,
Civil
Civil
War.
War went on in the that was my last big comic run with Marvel that I bought a lot into. That lasted a good minute. That was a great run.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it gave
then they put, and you're right, and they had to stick all that into one movie with the characters that they had.
And it gave us some great like individual character moments between, you know, Bucky and Cap and Iron Man for sure. But the whole scale of it, I didn't like the fact that the lasting ramifications from Civil War are fucking Rhodey's paralyzed, but not really because he's best friends with the dude who can make it so it doesn't even fucking matter in his life. And he's also a Skrull now, so who fucking cares?
Yeah.
And also that, you know, Tony and Cap, they're not friends anymore, but they've got a cell phone to call just in case of emergency. It's like, and obviously that is what leads to Thanos being able to do what he did and all this shit. But I just feel like there should have been greater fallout from that than what we got, than a couple fucking angsty dudes who didn't like too proud to fucking call somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this movie. I think movie Thanos was much cooler than comic book Thanos. So, and in my opinion, but oh my gosh, did you ever read Jaws, like the book?
Mm-mm.
Mr. Hooper, like Mr. Hooper, you know that character? He was the nerdy guy in the Jaws, played by Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Mr. Hooper swoos in on Chief Brody's wife, and they have an affair in the book. Like they just start drinking a little too much, and they're like, Hey, let's get it on. Like right before while a shark is eating people and the chief is stressed out trying to stop the shark. You're just kind of like, yeah, well, that wasn't in the movie. Pretty a little different. And then freaking, did you read the Jurassic Park book? Holy crap, that thing is like a horror.
Yeah,
it is a horror book, man. Like it is not like the movie, man. People are getting nibbled on to death and eaten, and it's like a horror movie of like children running from these giant dinosaurs. Oh man,
the movie does have a lot of horror elements to it. It like for sure. Now I wouldn't straight up call Jurassic Park the movie a horror movie.
Right.
But there are quite a few horror elements to it. Now we also know that Jurassic World, Brave New Adventure, Rebirth, Reborn, whatever the fuck this new one's called. That's incorporating some things from the Jurassic Park movie as well.
Jay started to annoy me with how dumb he is.
What did you say that's dumb?
I don't know. They probably didn't like my Jurassic Park book analogy. Hey man, I have my opinion.
Jason Yankovic for 5. Give Disney a break. They have a money allergy and are doing everything they can to avoid it. Yeah. Mike Hill, was Michael B. Jordan version of Johnny Storm considered womanizing? I don't know if we got enough of.
I never saw it.
His fucking private. I don't think we got enough of his private life to even know that in that book, to be on, or in that movie. Grindodrome, gaytastic, flaming hot homosexual. The Human Torch song, says Emilio. Jay, I noticed John Bernthal posted a picture of Punisher 53 a while back, and I just got the first issue, and it could be good. Just don't know if they can pull it off, but Kingpin is in it, which is why no movie.
Keep me posted and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinion on that and see if it's any good. Right now, man, for comics, Skybound Transformers have been unbelievable. We just got issue 19, the return of Megatron. It's such a good run. The G.I. Joe Skybound has been fantastic. I wish they'd make that into like a series, and if they follow the comic books. So sorry to annoy you.
Me?
No, the chat. I love the chat.
You know, Jay, before Fantastic Four comes out, there's another Marvel movie. Thunderbolts. Are you hyped for Thunderbolts?
Not at all.
I don't know if anyone else is either. And honestly, I feel like one of the motivations behind the Avengers Doomsday reveal was to show that all the Fantastic Four characters are going to be in it, and that basically all the Thunderbolts characters are going to be in it. Maybe in some sort of attempt to, encourage people to go watch those movies because you're going to need to know what happens. So far, not looking great for Thunderbolts. Marvel's Thunderbolts tracking for fair $70 million US opening. Now, fair is all a relative term, I suppose. Captain America Brave New World opened to $89 million opening weekend, the normal 3-day weekend just a few months ago. Didn't turn out very well for them. And depending on what site you go to, you get a little different interpretation. Marvel's Thunderbolts eyes an Eternals-sized opening at the box office. Well, Eternals was kind of a failure, wasn't it? Don't know why you want to compare it to that. And then there's others just are straight up like this. Marvel's Thunderbolts projected a flop worse than Brave New World. This is over at Cosmic Book News. But look, this is just projection and tracking. And we know from Minecraft that projections can be horribly, horribly wrong. Minecraft made double what we saw the projections. Yeah. However, those are typically for a little bit more kind of family-oriented movies that typically overperform in that type of way. You don't have the same type of tracking, a lot more walk-up business. Don't know if the same will be true for Thunderbolts. It's a virtual given that the 2025 summer box office will get off to a bigger start than last year when Marvel's Thunderbolts flies into theaters over the first weekend of May. However, the anti-hero comic book pick still has its work cut out for it. According to the tracking, the tentpole's headed for a domestic debut in the $63 million to $77 million range, with a target of $70 million. While a fair number in and of itself, that's on the lower end for an MCU title opening in summer. I would say so. We can sort by the biggest opening weekends we've seen, Jay, from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We got to scroll all the way down. If it's 70 million, let's see where that places it.
Keep going.
Below Black Widow, below Ant-Man and the Wasp, below Shang-Chi, below Eternals. Now, it would be above Thor, Captain America, The Incredible Hulk that came out fucking 15 years ago. So if you actually inflation adjust, those numbers are way higher than 70 million. Ant-Man, inflation adjusted, still probably higher because that came out 10 years ago. And of course, you have the lowest of the low, the Marvels. If it opens in that less than $70 million range, it will be virtually the second worst opening weekend that we've seen when you factor in inflation. And this shouldn't be surprising because these characters in and of themselves are kind of throwaway characters, with the exception of Bucky. And I just don't know if they're going to drive excitement. Now, the ironic part is, I think the Thunderbolts could be maybe one of the more entertaining MCU movies that's come out in the past several years, but I don't know if anyone's going to fucking care.
No, the days of just slapping Marvel on a film and people showing up for it are long gone. I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and a lot of people that never even heard of those characters or anything before, they went to see that because the overall story, the Thanos story was being progressed. So it was like, let's go check it out. And then of course they fell in love with the characters of Guardians, and then it had its own little trilogy. This is just a movie that they just threw out there that I don't, why make it, and why are you releasing it today? Like in May, like there's no point in seeing the film. It's not really moving any story. We're not in the middle of any, like the Fantastic Four, whatever, Galactus, Kang, or anything. We're not in any of that. So it's just a random movie with, like you said, throwaway characters. So why would people be enticed to go see it? I guess the real thing is it's it will be the word of mouth that carries this thing if it does good or does nothing. But if it's a poorly made film, people will see it like, it sucks. Don't waste your time. It'll be on streaming in a month. You can watch it with Captain America, do a double feature at home, and that'll be the end of it. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. If this is a movie that comes out 6 years ago, you're probably going to have enough people invested just to see how it ties in everything else.
Exactly.
And it does have, that it is a Marvel movie, but I do not see that happening so far. I've heard mixed things about it in general from people who have seen it. Some people think it's really fucking good, and some people think it's very meh.
The thing is, they were saying that about Snow White too. There were people that were like, hey, my friend saw it and said, hey, there's no woke in Snow White. It's actually pretty good. You guys might like it. Like, there was a lot of people trying to spin that. Especially the crazy supernova. Like, that was, holy crap. What a crazy thing to say about a movie that did terrible.
It's also going to be, it's all dependent on, right? Just because somebody saw something and they like this and they like that doesn't mean that the next person is going to feel the same way, right? Correct. You and me can go see something and feel vastly different about it in general. Jeremy and I could go see something and feel vastly different about it in general.
Right.
So,
but if it's a high percentage of people saying, no, it's pretty decent, you guys will enjoy it. Maybe it will do. Maybe it'll break even. Who knows? I just don't see. I don't know anyone talking about this film. I don't see anyone excited about this film. I don't see. Even when we mentioned it, the chat was like, "What movie?" I forgot that was even come. People were saying, "I forgot that was even coming out." So, it takes a lot to get people to spend their hard-earned money to go out and spend it at a theater nowadays. Which I think more people will probably go see Minecraft just to see if the police will show up and kick people out than anything else.
I don't want to get fucking popcorn all in my hair.
And then also happening this weekend, we have the Battle of Jesus.
We do.
Angel Studios Jesus film and The Chosen Jesus film, both coming out this weekend.
The Greatest Story Ever Told is looking like it's going to have a pretty big opening weekend. What's it projected at right now? Let's see.
I think it was like around 10 million.
I think it was more than that.
Jesus versus Jesus. Animation or live action? Which one do you prefer?
Let's see. That's from 1965. I'm not looking for that one.
It's an adaptation of Charles Dickens' story. That is correct. Or it's Charles Dickens talking to his son.
Yeah, so, all right, here it is. It's called King of Kings, yeah?
King of Kings.
So I've seen a lot of freaking stuff for this. And there's a little bit of controversy surrounding one of the voice actors that's in this, who is, you know, hated by all of us. But this is the story of Jesus. King of Kings pre-sales now at 14.6 million, poised to overtake Prince of Egypt animated biblical pick opening record.
Wow.
Angel Studios' family pick, The King of Kings, has already clocked 14.6 million in pre-sales and could wind up outstripping DreamWorks Animation's Prince of Egypt, 14.5 million, as the best opening ever for an animated biblical movie. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's Easter's coming, man. So
yeah, so and those are just in pre-sales, so we don't know exactly how it's going to do. But yeah, this is going to be running this weekend and also next weekend. I've seen a lot of adverts or trailers for it when I go to the movies, and I mean, to me, it looked like especially a great one to take your kids to. Obviously, that's what it's for. It's a family animated one. It's coming out, you know, just before Easter, and I think it's great if more movies like this are coming out and succeeding in doing well.
It was interesting, like, because when I saw Minecraft, they showed this trailer first, and then they immediately showed The Chosen one, and I'm like, wait, we got two? Jesus is making a comeback. two for two.
Yeah, and I have not watched the I don't think I've watched the last episode of House of David yet, but I've been enjoying House of David. That's on Prime Video.
I finished it, yeah.
Yeah.
I finished it. No, I liked it too. So I'm gonna put my review up on Critic List about the House of David.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Jesus is rising.
Yeah.
Jesus
is back on the menu.
Jesus is back on the menu, boys. Well, we had The Chosen. Look, we had Jesus dominating Snow White in theaters with The Chosen, despite it being in far fewer theaters. And now we have another Bible story coming out as well. I love Prince of Egypt, by the way.
It was fantastic.
Like, low-key, one of my favorite animated movies when I was a kid. When did it come out? Like 99 or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Let's see.
Seeing that giant whale when they parted the Red Sea, I was like, that was like the coolest thing.
98. So, good news.
Gung Max says it's resurrection time. Like Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. It is.
Now, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see King of Kings this weekend. So
there's a couple things I want to see. I want to see King of Kings. I want to see Warfare. I've heard really good things about that. We got asked to super chat about that the other day. I've heard it's a really good fucking movie. So I want to see that. Yeah.
I want to see it. My friend James Arnold Taylor he voices several characters in the King of Kings. So, and he's been doing the press tour for it. So I'm going to go support him. So, and plus I wanted to see it anyway. So it's just a win-win for me.
All right. Panic and Skyfall. Did you guys hear about the Switch 1 games not included any of their DLC with the $80 Switch 2 crossover price? I did. It's very Nintendo of them. Hey, get this 8-year-old fucking Zelda game for, is it 70 or is it 80? With none of the DLC. I did hear. Stephen De Leon, not going to see Superman or Fantastic Four unless I get the seal of approval from Gary Drinker or Mahler. Shout out West Texas. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Stephen De Leon rules all. Stephen De Leon rules all, but he needs someone else to tell him it's okay to go see a movie. Taker, Vanessa Kirby should say the Fantastic Four was made 60 years ago, and very evidently so. It's Roger Corman's adaptation and remain the best one. I liked the one we got, 20 years ago. I did like it. Rise of Silver Surfer, I didn't love, but I could have had a third one and been fine with it. I still believe that someone should make a 1950s accurate version Wonder Woman movie, where she's tied up, gagged, and spanked constantly. Darth McBee, Star Wars lounge pants for men and dresses for women. How unprogressive. You've got to do better, Disney. Jay, downtown Disneyland in California has a Din Tai Fung and is getting a Portos. You need to experience them.
Really? I have never been in my entire life to the Disney in California.
Really?
Not once. Never. Nope.
Logan Johnson for 5. So far, the only films that look remotely interesting are Jurassic Park Rebirth, possibly Naked Gun, and Primitive War, in case Jurassic Park disappoints. Primitive War was cool. That trailer was cool.
O.J. Simpson joke at the end of Naked Gun sold it for me. I thought that was freaking hilarious.
Aurora Uplinks for 2. Sent in a script. Told them I'd sell cheap. Hoping.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. Sulla Felix for 2. Jay sings in the car, not knowing words to songs.
Pretty much. If you tone their music up loud enough, you could just shout out anything and it works just fine.
Free Palestine. Quote Johnny Storm.
You guys should hear when I do a 2 Live crew in the car. It's great.
Andre CR, speaking of Johnny Storm, is he fucking a chick and he comes with the goo melt the chick's skin, face, hair, insides? I don't think so.
I'll let Ryan answer that one.
It's like, you want third-degree burns inside you or on your tits? Don't want to put them on your pretty face. Lord Kamina for 2. That wasn't Doom. That was Annihilus. Bearded Old Bear for 5. The only mover I'm looking forward to this year is Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, showing the US in September. It'll be awesome. Hammerlord, is this the gayest Marvel movie ever?
It's the worst. Come on, Ryan. You're better than that.
We'll have to see. Carl Anderson, hey Jay, I just gave my niece and nephews your coloring books. I'll let them know what they think. I'll let you know what they think once I hear back from them.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, for some reason, this week I sold a bunch. So I appreciate it. We printed some more copies and they're now available in the Ripasend store. So appreciate all the love on that. Thank you.
Joshua Henderson, Disney's Gaytastic Foursome.
Is it the gayest Fantastic Four ever?
Is this the gayest Fantastic Four ever? Andre CR, Jay is our friend. Jay is the best. We love him.
Oh, thank you.
U-Boat is Mind Boat. Speaking of dinosaur news, BBC released a trailer for the new Walking with Dinosaurs series. Can't wait. The world is feeding my tism good this year. Stephen De Leon for 2. Florence Pugh is a fat girl waiting to happen. I think Florence Pugh is pretty fucking hot. But
I don't mind a little extra pushing.
I see what you're saying. Like, you think she could, if she just let herself go, she'd blow the fuck up. Yeah. I guess everyone's a fat person waiting to happen. Tobias Nexus for 5. Snow White was a supernova. It was a superheated blast of destruction that ruined everything around it. It became a black hole of money. Entice for 10. Mel Gibson's The Resurrection would destroy them all. That starts filming this summer, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be huge when it comes out. Logan Johnson, watching Prince of Egypt on Easter is a tradition that my sister and I started a couple years ago. Absolutely phenomenal film, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's great. Taryn the Black, thanks for the promotion of my channel, Jay.
Oh, you got it, man. Good luck. Good luck on your channel. Starting a channel. Is that like 180 subs now? Something like that? Good luck.
Hell yeah. Objectively a Cat, member for 26 months. The chat for 2, Ryan, or. Jay, same question.
I have no idea. Like, apparently Beardo sounds like a seal. That's all I got.
Black Solid Snake Moan for 5. Watch Wonder Woman and Captain America 4 Brave New World recently. Almost the same movie. Entice for 5. Fantastic Foreskin. Barry Dixon Butts. Fantastic Four. Flame on at Fire Island. Thank you, Barry Dixon Butts.
Oh.
And I think we're all caught up, Jay.
That's it for the week, everyone. I know Ryan's got big plans this weekend. He's going out. He's going to party. Maybe have a piece of cake. I don't know.
Maybe. Possibly.
Maybe. You never know. Make sure you check out Park Hoppin'. We've got new videos uploaded almost every 6 hours from all the stuff at Epic Universe. They're doing fantastic over there. Krista did an amazing job on a lot of the editing. So go check that out. And yeah, tonight I'm probably just gonna, if you asked, I'm probably just gonna do some gaming after FNT.
There you go. Some Minecraft.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys on Monday. Probably not Tuesday because things are happening, but we'll see you guys back here on Monday for Geeks and Gamers Daily. Thanks to everybody, wherever you may be watching, YouTube, Rumble, Locals, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.
Sure extra annoying next week just for you, guy in the chat who constantly spammed it once.
Bye.